everyone, it's your girl Tara Michelle. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Opinionated Scents, our safe space to discuss all things fragrance, whether we like them or not. So today's video is going to be a recap, if you will, of some of the new releases that I just purchased. If there's anything that you want me to recap that I didn't mention in this video, drop it in the comments below and I can always do a part 2. We all know, based on my hauls, that I could probably do a part 3 and 4 too on the recaps. Ridiculous. But let's jump right into it. First up, I'm going to talk about Sugarful Dreams. This is by Michelle Germain. I talked about this. I also own Sugarful and Spice and Sugarful. Love them. This is beautiful. I've talked about this, at length, I feel like, but this is so sexy and sensual to me. To me, this is the epitome of a date night fragrance, a Netflix and chill fragrance. It's just girly and feminine and sexy. But like I said before, it could also be worn by a man if he wanted to. I can't say enough about this. I love the blueberry in this. I will say, projection is nice because I'm a heavy sprayer. So I went in with like 15 sprays. But I still topped up at the half-hour mark of my work day. Let's be clear. I do that often. It's a rarity that you're gonna find me in the spring and summer not topping up. Now, sometimes in fall and winter, because of the heavy duty fragrances I wear around that time, it's possible. It's possible that you might, catch me just putting perfume on at home and not even taking the bottle with me because I know what I'm dealing with, like a velvet vanilla. No upgrades necessary, no top-ups necessary, no layering necessary, beast mode, diva mode, all the modes. So, beautiful. I highly suggest it if you love sweet and jasmine, amber fragrances. Next up, we have Coach Dreams Sunset by Coach. Beautiful pear ice cream note. I don't really pick up too much on the ice cream. It's a pear note. There's also some bergamot, some jasmine, some vanilla, some tonka bean. There might be some musk in here. Don't quote me on that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Absolutely worthy of a repurchase. Pretty for the sake of being pretty. I love this fragrance. I wore it. The first time I wore it, I did not top up, and I still smelled it by the time I got back home. Second time I wore it, I topped up because I wanted to smell it and experience it again. So for me, this is absolutely passable, meaning it gets 2 thumbs up and the green light and 5 stars, a gold star for Marcus or whatever. Wow. Drop in the comments what movie that's from. I meant to say gold star, but I didn't mean to throw the for Marcus in there. Tell me what actress said that. Tell me what movie. Go on and date yourself. One of the greatest movies of all time. So, Coach Dreams Sunset. Beautiful, beautiful. I highly recommend to anyone who likes pretty for the sake of being pretty fragrances. Now, for the shocker of the year for me so far, this perfume was just so unexpected. I didn't pay attention to the notes. I just purchased it because I saw a really, really great price and Macari threw it up there for me to see, so I snatched it up. But this is my first purchase from this house, and man, I'm blown away. This is Escada's Candy Love. So the candy apple note in this, the rose, the whipped cream, and the vanilla. Perfection. Like, this lasted on my skin all day. I wore this the first time and did not top up. I went home and still smelled exactly the same on my clothes and my skin. I don't know enough about Escada, but it just blew me away because I'm so used to that not being the case. The second time that I wore it, I absolutely topped up. I got complimented on this all day long. This is just sweet. This is nothing earth-shattering and life-changing in the sense of you're going to smell it and go, oh, I've never smelled anything like that before. It's not a dupe for anything that I have, but when I tell you guys I enjoy this on the next level because I'm pleasantly surprised by the longevity and the projection and just the cutesiness of it. I thought I would be passing this to my daughter. I thought it would be too, like, just, I don't know. It's a freaking candy heart. Like, what are we talking about? My grown 40-year-old tail, baby, let me tell you something. This is definitely going to be a repurchase for me. I dig this. I dig it. But again, you're talking to the girl who loves sweet. So when you call something candy, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna rock with it. It is what it is. This next one, yo, on the stick, I knew I liked it and I was intrigued by it, but on my skin, like is not a strong enough word. I am an uber fan of the original. You cannot go wrong with it. But this is the epitome of what an intense version of something is supposed to be. This tuberose is so grown and sexy. Man, I'm talking about My Way Intense from the house of Giorgio Armani. They hit it out of the park. They hit it out of the park. This is a perfect flanker. This is the perfect intense version of anything I've come across. I mean, they just did it right. They did it right. Longevity banging, projection banging, compliments galore. Like, people at my job love this. More importantly, I love it. So for me, I own them both. Fantastic. But to be honest, if somebody came and said, you know, you can only own one of those, you can only have one of those in your collection, I'd pick this one. I thought originally that I don't have to pick, so I love them both. I still prefer the fresh, brighter side of the original for like spring, summer. But baby, this is gonna allow me to take my way into the fall and winter, which I was doing anyway. Let me be clear, I wear what I want, when I want, how I want, where I want. Understand? But this just gives me a reason to sexify it up a bit. Make it, you know, yummy in the colder weather, and it just feel even better. So, oh, I'm so impressed with this. I'm so impressed with this. But I will say this before I move on to the next fragrance. You do not need them both. There is no need to be excessive. If you're just looking for a lighter, brighter, work appropriate, really pretty, everyday appropriate fragrance, you can stay with the original. If you want a little bit more power, a little more depth, just to intensify it a bit, then go ahead and get the Intense. But they are similar enough to where, especially on my skin, more so on my skin than on the stick, you do not need them both. I don't even know where to start with this fragrance. How impressed I am with this fragrance. Like, bring on the night blooming jasmine and the narcissus, please. Man, the amber, the sandalwood, they did a fantastic job with Marc Jacobs' Perfect Intense. I know that, you know, I have so many Marc Jacobs up there. I call it the house that is pretty for the sake of being pretty, because it is. There's, you know, not many things in his line that are just going to be game changers that just blow your mind and shatter everything that you ever believed in life and ruin your childhood memories and thoughts and lullabies. No. It's an honest line in the sense that he just stays true to the same freaking, you know, thing. Like, you go through 100 flankers of Daisy. They're all similar but different. But I really love what he has done with Perfect and Perfect Intense. These two are two completely different fragrances on the stick and on my skin. I am impressed thoroughly. I can't see me without both of them. This is a huge difference in the Giorgio Armani My Ways. I hope I haven't been saying see my way. I don't think so. But anyway. The My Way line, the My Way and the Intense, you don't need both to me. Okay, let me stop. When I use the word need, clearly we don't need perfumes. Well, I do. I don't know about y'all, but I do. But I'm just saying. If you have a collection and you can afford these fragrances, it's not going to break the bank or put you in debt. I do think that you should have both of these if you like them. Again, for me, you know, this isn't like, I wouldn't wear Perfect to work and then take this one and spray it on before I go somewhere else. This is two different moods. It's two different vibes for me. I would want to come back home and take a shower and change my clothes and then put this on, because we're talking about a totally different experience. We're talking about a totally different scent. So projection, longevity are perfect enough for me. Perfect. Are good enough for me. Is this the most intense that you're gonna find? No, but if you're a heavy sprayer like me, if you go in with 10 to 15 sprays of this, you will not need to top up again throughout the rest of the day. Now, I did 15 sprays before I left the house, and then about 6 hours into my day, I sprayed another 4 just because I was about to be walking across campus or whatever. And out in the elements, I wanted to still smell good and make sure when I got back to my office, it didn't smell like all outside. Had that conversation with y'all before. You know what I'm saying? So beautiful fragrance. You won't be disappointed with the projection and the longevity. It's just pretty, y'all. It's just pretty. What can I say? I really enjoyed this fragrance. Next up, we have another pairing of pear, musk, and ambrette. You have your rose and you have your iris and some other things in here too, but this is Irresistible by Givenchy, and this is the Eau de Parfum formulation. Guys, girls, and anybody else watching. When I say guys, I'm usually talking. I'm done correcting myself today. Y'all know me. Y'all know what it is. When I say guys, I'm talking about all of us. I'm not meaning dudes. But if you're here too, everybody. What's wrong with me? This was a shocker for me. I mean, my girl Paula Bianca talked about this. I think she got a sample from someone. I had seen it before, but just was like, meh. I didn't even make the correlation in between the Live Irresistibles from Givenchy that I had and this one. Like, come on. This is so beautiful. This is one of my favorite purchases of 2021, hands down. I'm blown away and shocked and in awe of the beauty that they created in this bottle. Yo, this is so signature scent worthy. Any woman who will wear this every day has such style and class and sophistication about herself, but she also knows that you gotta keep it sweet, baby. You gotta keep it sweet and sexy. So, longevity and projection, absolutely phenomenal. This is a very loud fragrance. You do not need to go in too heavy. Now, I did 10 sprays and didn't top up for the rest of the day because I smelled myself so strongly. I didn't feel the need to. There's a train. There's always something. But I want to give this perfume its props. No one asked me to follow up with this, and this was a purchase I made a little while ago, but it's so good that I felt it needed the respect of me talking about it. Definitely a phenomenal fragrance. I can't wait to start playing around with it more. I just have so much to test that I'm not giving this the love I want to, because if I were, this would probably be halfway gone. That is how much I really enjoy this and how much I would love to wear this every day, especially in the springtime. And this is probably going to be good for fall too. If you like a sweet floral perfume, and because you're the type of person who loves florals, and sometimes it's hard to find florals that are good for fall and winter, I think this would be beautiful for autumn. Next up is one that is getting some serious hate online. People talking about it smell like leaf. Get out of here. Ugh. So we're talking about a beautiful, beautiful new addition to the Lancome Idole line. This is Lancome Idole Aura. Beautiful. The salt in this makes me so happy. I just love this fragrance. It smells so good. Oh my, this is 1,000 times better on my skin than it was on that stick. Listen, when you want to compare, yeah, okay, so in the video, and I'm gonna talk about Voce Viva Intensa here in a second, but in the video, I chose Voce Viva Intensa on the stick, but on my skin, I choose Idole Aura. This thing vibes with me, my body chemistry in the best way. This is the best salt fragrance that I've owned since Olympia. I just really enjoy it. It does not smell anything like leaf to me, or I would hate it. Y'all know that. So it's just beautiful. It's still sensual. It's still sexy. It's just, my good. It's unlike anything else I have in my collection. It smells so much more unique on me than it did on the stick. I'm mind blown because I'm really getting something night and day, completely 1,000% different than what I got on a stick, which is why it is always best to test it on your skin if you can. Yeah, I'm rocking with this heavy, y'all. I mess with this the long way. Since I don't think I talked about projection and longevity, before I move on to the next one, let me just go back to the Idole Aura. This one here sits closer to the skin than any of the ones that I've talked about so far. I sprayed 10 sprays of this as well, the one time that I wore it. And it lasted probably 4 hours before I was like, oh, I don't smell me strong enough anymore. And I still didn't spray anymore though. I wanted to see if I could still smell it when I got home, and I could. It is one, and when I came in the house, my daughter told me I smell good. So I don't know if I got used to it because it still did, you know, permeate enough off of me to where she could smell it when I walked through the door. But projection and longevity are good enough for me. I'm going to keep it in my collection. I'm going to wear it. I still think it's better for a date night fragrance, which makes the projection and longevity stellar because you really don't need more than 4 hours, you know, for a night date. Like if you're going to the movies and dinner or salsa dancing or something, it's going to get you through that. So, and because it's just so sensual, and because the dry down is so sexy and so unique on my skin, I don't really care to top it up. I want to be in that dry down longer. And again, if you're going to give me 6 hours, I'm Gucci. I mean, I am. So on to the next. Next up, we're going to talk about Voce Viva Intensa. What a beautiful fragrance. This is way more citrus on my skin than I picked up on the stick. The citrus lasts forever for me. I love the bourbon vanilla in this as well. Yeah, this is definitely, this is actually something I could actually wear to work. This is less sultry and sexy than it was on the stick for me. This one here is something that you could definitely wear to business luncheons and dinners, to work. It's not, I mean, first dates and stuff like that where you haven't been to meet, where you haven't necessarily been intimate yet, where you're not trying to be too romantic. This is definitely sophistication. This is definitely all woman. It's definitely a power move fragrance, a total departure from what I was picking up at first. And I just really enjoy it. It becomes so fresh and so clean and so crisp and so tart on me too. Man, the way that these two switched it up on me, never trust a stick. I kind of see, there's always like this rush to be the first person to put a video out when these new things drop, because we know you guys look, I get hit up on Instagram all the time. You're getting that, baby. It's on the way. It's in the mail. I can't make it move no faster. I get here, immediately want to hop in the shower and put it on, or I'm just spraying it, and I'm like, oh no, I got to give them my first impression. So there's a lot. So this is why I always try to preface those videos by saying first impression. Let me follow up. Let me get back to y'all, because this stick is not me. I am not the stick. We never know what's going to happen. Still love both of these fragrances, absolutely, but for two totally different vibes and two totally different reasons. I'm rocking Idole Aura for date nights, and I'm going to rock Valentino for work. It really is a work appropriate fragrance. And then I prefer the original one. You can still wear that to work too, but I just think it's such a beautiful wedding fragrance or a special occasion, you know, type of, you know, picnic or something, you know, whatever. So yeah, there's that. Really quickly, I want to touch on the Fenty fragrance. The sample is gone. So, and I'm going to talk about Alien Goddess. Both of them are still not worth the price point to me. Both of them are pretty. I do like the blueberry note in the Rihanna fragrance, but it is just so generic and basic smelling to me. Dude, there is nothing phenomenal about that Rihanna fragrance. I know people stan her and have convinced themselves that it's great, and that's fine. To my palate, not a chance, not at all. Super basic. Give me Riri, give me Crush, give me Kiss over that any day of the week. As well as with Alien Goddess. They should have did Willow better than that. They should know better than that based on her look, her, you know, personality, her persona, all of that. That was way too basic for her. It's cool. Both of them are cool. Not worth $120. on either tip. Not ever on this planet. Just my 2 cents. But with regard to the ones that I do own full bottles of, the last one I'm going to talk about is this beauty here. This is L'Entrée Rouge, or the Parfum, by Givenchy. So Givenchy's killing it. My girl Gabby from the Fragrantician, I think this is her favorite house. She's always talking about them. I'm really loving this Irresistible, Live Irresistible, L'Entrée line. And you know what? I've always loved the Dahlia Davine line. Where they at? Dahlia, get it back there somewhere. And Hot Couture. Dahlia Davine, why not them? No, I gotta put my Dahlia Davines in the front. Because the other bottle's too tall. I'm not doing this in front of y'all. No. So, but there will be some rearranging going on. Just know that, for you know. Whatever. This one I was on the fence about at first. I'm going to tell you why. I think that I am ruining this fragrance for me slightly. So this is a spicy, sweet fragrance. With the notes, I'm not really sure. I'm assuming it's the blood orange and maybe the pimento leaf. I don't know, because it smells like there's tonka bean or vanilla or some sugar in this. I pick up a beautiful sweetness that isn't mentioned. There is a spiciness to this that is a little off-putting for me. I know the reason that I feel that way is because I have spent so many years not liking spicy fragrances. I'm not a spicy fragrance girl. That's why I can't really get with a lot of Arabic fragrances and fragrances that use a lot of pepper, like that pink pepper, sweet pink diamond thing from K. Ali. Like, just too much spice is just, in a fragrance, it's just, you know, no. And I think that was what was a little off-putting for me. Maybe the patchouli and the vetiver mixing with that blood orange. Because let me tell you something, I love blood orange, but blood orange will add heat to spices. It does that with pepper. I even feel like it does it with ginger and cardamom. It just, like, I don't know, maybe the acidicness of it just spreads over them like gasoline, or, you know, throwing, you know, fuel to the flames. Is that how that saying goes? This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Everything in me, like everything, like I don't know if it's probably opinionated, clowning on the inside of me going, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's too spicy. I think my palate is changing before your eyes again, guys, before my eyes as well, because your girl really digs this. And I'm telling you, a year or two ago, that would not have been the case. It's still something I have to get used to. But when I tell you it was not even 8:15 in the morning the first day I wore this, and I had 3 compliments. And let me tell you, 2 of them came up out of Starbucks. Now that's the crusher, because if you've been to Starbucks before, you know that Starbucks is Starbucks. You're smelling all the coffee you can possibly get. And we're all wearing masks. For me to walk into there and have not 1, but 2 people say, whoa, you smell really good. And then one of my coworkers, who's never complimented me ever, she even told me that I smell good. Now, come on. You got to give props where props are due. So all in all, the sweetness evens and balances out the spiciness. Oh, this is great. I still like Melissa Me more than anything else. I think I like the Eau de Parfum second, and then maybe this one over the Intense. I don't really know. I have to play with them all, and the Intense is hiding back there behind the Melissa Me. This is a really great line. I have heard some hate coming from some people on the Intense version. Not sure why, because the Intense version definitely reminds me of Narciso, the White Cube. For sure. It's just a more dialed back version. I've been saying that since I smelled it. This one here reminds me of so many different things. My girl Arlene Delicious Delights said it reminded her of Black Perfecto. I hated that. So maybe, I don't know. I pick up raspberry every now and then, and it's the same raspberry vibe I get from Yes I Am by Cacharel, the red lipstick. So even though there's no raspberry note touted in here, this thing doesn't smell like the notes that are listed. I don't understand where the sweetness is coming from out of that, unless it's the blood orange bleeding into the pimento leaf, bleeding into the sandalwood. Sandalwood can sweeten some stuff up. Let's be clear on that one. But I mean, the odds, what are the odds? They're just hiding something. There's something they're not telling us is in here. And I'm okay with that because it's beautiful and I'm intrigued and I really, really enjoy this. I can't wait to get more wear out of this in the fall. However, if you are a spicy, if you're not a spicy perfume lover, test this one out first. Test this one out first because I'm still a little apprehensive. There's something in me that's like, something in this doesn't vibe fully with me. So it couldn't be a 10 out of 10. I think I would give this an 8 out of 10 for me. And again, I think I am ruining it. I think I'm still trying to wrap my head around being okay with something that pulls so spicy to me. And people who love spicy fragrances will probably think this isn't spicy at all. I don't care. I think it's spicy. So there's that on that. Projection? Longevity? Oh, I sprayed 7 sprays of this. I came home and smelled exactly like I did when I left the house. This is definitely a beast mode fragrance. Now, the second day that I wore it, I did top up, and the compliments just rolled in. I'm telling people love this. And it even pulled a little bit like coffee. Like this could smell like a coffee drink you could get from Starbucks that has other stuff in it. So it doesn't really smell predominantly like coffee, but like a coffee drink of some sort. Because somebody thought that I had come in with a cup of coffee. They were like, "Well, you smell so good. You smell like, where did you go to Starbucks?" No, not today. That's just me. That's the fragrance I'm wearing. So again, this is definitely one that you do not have to worry about, especially if if you spray like in between 10 to 15 sprays, it would last you 10 to 12 hours. So for me, 7 to 8 is really, really good for an 8-hour day. I did top up again the second day just because I wanted to. That is what I do, but it's not necessary. Guys, it's really pretty to me. It really is. Oh, and I know Maria Colette and a couple of other people were asking me. I still think all of the things that I named the first time around are what this vibes like. I know Arlene also said it reminded her of Narciso Rodriguez L'Absolu. I actually was thinking that. She said it first, so I will give her credit for that, to say it to y'all first. I said it in the privacy of my own home, but a Narciso something, it was vibing like. Even the new one I got for Her in Love, yeah, it vibes like that. But there was also this oil I used to wear called Black Woman Oil. And I got it from an African stand down in Soulard Farmers Market years ago. And I think that is what it was like myrrh, patchouli, vetiver, and vanilla. It was so amazing. Oh, it smells so good. It was perfect for the winter time. And I kind of sort of think that's what it vibed like to me. So guys, again, everything that it vibes like to me smells amazing and I own. So I'm going to rock with it. It's a keeper. Okay. That's my wrap up of those fragrances. Remember, if there's something that I missed that I hauled for you, because you guys don't need me to talk about Mont Blanc. Do not play with me. Oh my goodness. Mont Blanc might be my number one new favorite purchase of 2021. That and Room 129, that fruit punch Kool-Aid is still everything in the world to me, but Mont Blanc is phenomenal. I do believe that every video I've talked about it in pretty much explains how much I love it. The longevity and the projection for me, I'm topping up at 4 hours, just because I freaking love the way that it smells. So there's that. But if there's anything else that I didn't talk about in this video that you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments and I will. If you have any more questions about the ones I talked about, or if you've gotten your hands on them since I hauled them, tell me what you think. Oh, I just love going over these fragrances with you guys. So many of us agree and think alike, but then there are some that pick up something totally different. That intrigues me on a different level, guys. I love that. I almost wish I could sit down and have us all put like some brain probe caps on and then have somebody spray something and we see whose brain lights up where. I don't know. I know it sounds weird, but I just love the way that we're all different and we're unique in this fragrance thing. So with that being said, if you're still here, please click that like button to let me know you like this content and you want me to keep on doing it. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here as well. Join the Terra Squad and do not forget to click that notification bell so that you never miss any of my future uploads. And until then, my friends, Terra Squad, my fam, thank you so much for 3.3K, by the way. Let's keep it going. See you in the comments.